Welcome to a new video with the electric trucker. As you can already guess from the title, I will drive around the world in an electric truck, and today I will share more about it. Over the past 2 years, I've driven practically every truck out there, long haul, short haul, in extreme conditions, and every manufacturer now offers a truck that's ready for long haul duty. So, one idea for the world tour was to use a really old, used EV truck. Maybe one that's 5 years old with 500,000 kilometers to prove it can still make it around the world. The problem is that these videos are online forever and you don't want to sell an outdated image of the technology. The alternative is to showcase the absolute state of the art. We want to show the world what today's range and charging speeds can actually do, because this world record will need to hold up for a few years. So it makes total sense to leverage the best technology currently available and go with a highly modern truck. But the manufacturer also has to be on board because the brand has to actively support the project. I can't just drive off and call roadside assistance in Pakistan. Many European brands don't operate globally, so the pool of options started shrinking pretty fast. So what I'll be driving is the current flagship of electric trucks, a Mercedes e-Actros 600. It has a battery capacity of 621 kilowatt hours, sustainable LFP cell technology, and a highly aerodynamic front end that I absolutely love. Plus, Daimler Truck is a global corporation. They really liked the idea of a world tour and saw it as a challenge, because there were only a few months to plan and build the truck. They have a massive global service network that I can rely on, but they will support me throughout. We want to show people that the truck I'm driving is one you can order right now for your own long-haul routes, and if some random guy on the internet can drive an electric truck around the world, then maybe you can use one too. I'm currently standing right outside the Daimler plant because today my truck is being built. And this isn't a standard build, it's a highly customized rig we spent a lot of time configuring. We are now in the middle of the plant and we've found my truck. The front box was just inserted. It manages all the batteries and power distribution. The axles are mounted. The e-axle is already on, and this is where the 3 battery packs will go. At this station, the engine gets installed. Here, it's a totally standard tractor unit with a diesel engine. The reason we're taking a quick look at this one is to show you a standard frame. This is what a normal tractor unit looks like with this rear drop. But my e-Actros has a longer rear overhang. That was a specific requirement because we are building a custom body on it for the expedition vehicle. Now it's time for the marriage. The cab just swung over from above and now gets mounted onto the frame. Now the 3 high-voltage batteries are being installed. Each battery weighs around 1.5 tons and has a gross capacity of 207 kilowatt hours. They use the crane to push them onto this power mover. It has a balancer which lets us fine-tune the angle, and then the battery is slid right under the vehicle. This is a stationary assembly station. Because of the current order volumes, this isn't fully integrated into the main line yet, so it's done here at this dedicated bay. I actually get to drive it out of here. These are the literal first meters this truck is driving under its own power. I can now present the final result. The e-Actros 600 has now passed all its final tests. Let me show you the exact truck I'll be using to drive around the world. The foundation is the classic tractor unit wheelbase. We went with a 4-meter wheelbase so that all 3 battery packs fit. We decided on the smallest cab because we don't have much happening in the cab itself and it's the most aerodynamic option. We had a long debate about whether to put the sun visor on or not. Visually, it looks amazing. Aerodynamically, it's not ideal. We mounted it for now, and we'll see over time if it ends up falling off or not. We also have the Matrix LED headlights, meaning it automatically blocks out oncoming traffic. We definitely didn't skimp on the features. We have that 1.5 meter frame overhang extending out the back. There's a spare tire mounted there right now, but that will come off later. It's heading to the next round of modifications now, which will be shown in later videos on this channel. These aerodynamic wind deflectors and the top spoiler will be taken off. From the cab backward, we're adding a beautiful custom body with different modules, which is why those pieces will disappear. The frame extends a bit further back, and underneath is the underride guard, which is legally required. We also have a trailer hitch. We don't strictly need it right now, but it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. For a true expedition vehicle, all-wheel drive would have been nice. However, it was really important to me to drive a vehicle that is as close to production series as possible, rather than using custom modifications that a regular customer couldn't even order. That's why we are driving a 4x2 vehicle. Only the rear axle is driven by the e-axle. The second crucial thing for off-roading is ground clearance. Luckily, that's not an issue here because we have air suspension. We have a charging port on both the left and right sides. Some of the air tanks are in different positions compared to the standard tractor unit because there's plenty of room to bolt them to the rear frame. But of course, a lot of other components will be added to the frame later. We added seat ventilation, so we have classic seat heating plus the seat ventilation. Over here is the control for the air suspension. Let's see if it's turned on. Typical expedition vehicles actually don't use air suspension at all. They use a steel leaf spring suspension that is permanently lifted because you don't usually need that flexibility. But since this comes standard from the factory on the electric version, you can't even order it with leaf springs anymore. We only went with one bed because I'll be sleeping in the living cabin on the back. But having an emergency bed isn't a bad idea. We'll probably add some storage compartments up top to make good use of the space. We also have a full-size passenger seat. For our regular commercial trucks, that wasn't necessary because they're usually single-driver operations. But for this trip, it's highly likely guests will be riding along. The pull-out table in front is perfect for working while on the road. We also have the classic refrigerator and storage drawer. The main difference is up here with the storage compartments. Since this is the smaller cab, it has one large hatch, but it's still divided into 3 sections, giving us plenty of usable storage. And a highlight in the Actros line is this pop-up roof hatch that you can open completely. It lets a ton of fresh air in all at once. Another highlight is active drive assist. The e-Actros I usually drive didn't have that feature. And of course we have the mirror cams. Great truck, definitely ready to travel the world. You can see it in my smile. Picking up this truck is a special moment. I'm going to experience so much with it, and you guys will be right there with me. Step 1 is complete. The truck is built. Now comes the exciting part, the modifications. We have a very tight schedule because we want to test, present, modify, and start the world tour all within this year. It's heading to various custom builders next, and I'll take you along. It was painted white at the factory because the living cabin is currently white, but both will be wrapped in a different color later. Let me know in the comments what you think of the truck. This is going to be a seriously cool build, and I am incredibly excited about it. I'll keep you updated as we get closer to this world tour step by step. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. You're a truck driver or company in the process of switching to electric trucks? Then the eTrucker app is your best choice to filter for compatible charging parks that allow trailers or night charging along your route. Available on Android and iOS.